The market at Kashgar, 10 football fields big, the biggest market in the world. They sell camels, sheep, cows, bulls, horses, donkeys, and carts, lambs, goats, chickens, roosters, birds. Some of the bulls were very, very frisky. Look out, watch the hoofs, back up. All those commands were for me, people hollering to me, look out. And the horses with fancy jingle harnesses with beads and pom-poms, and the men's were astride, running from one end to the other on a horse, fast, 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 to see how good a horse he is. Men are shaving the sheeps so they look better. It was a great place to be, a highlight of the trip. Even with the manure on your shoes, it was a highlight of the trip. The market has sections, and you saw a sea of shoes, old clothes, pots and pans, food vendors, shoemakers, baby clothes, ladies' clothes, men's suits, rugs, materials, on and on and on. It would take all day just walking to cover the whole place. I saw a man holding a cat in his arms, looking like Morris the cat. And he had a rough coat, not soft. I can't imagine why he was there, because why was he there? There was nobody else there with a cat, and the chickens were going crazy. The chickens were going crazy. They didn't like it. Then there was old men sitting in circles around a rooster. I don't know if they were buying or gambling. And the old man carrying tiny, tiny cages of birds, all colors, oh so tiny, tiny, and on to the size of a quail, singing their hearts out, all in brilliant colors. Gosh, I said, Leroy, I've got a cockatiel at home. I said, Leroy, if I could get these things in, I'd send one of these home and you'd be gone. He doesn't sing enough. He talks a lot, but he doesn't. He whistles, but he doesn't sing. The cages were bamboo and so elaborate, and had porcelain water and seed cups, and they had little Chinese flowers on the cups. They wanted me to take pictures of them holding up the tiny birds in the tiny cages, and then the battery in the camera went dead. Phooey. A Uyghur man came up to Doug and I, and he wanted to speak English. To practice, he says. I hear that so often. We have to speak English. We have to practice our English. He hopes to go to Toronto, Canada, where his brother is. But first, today he will buy a cow as a dowry, because he gets married in 4 days. I hope she gets more than just a cow. God, or who does he give? Maybe he gives it to her father. That's how it goes. Oh, my word. We flew to Urumqi, Holiday Inn in China, and we are going to the mountains. And this road is only 2 years old and is full of potholes. This is terrible, just terrible. He has to go so slow. Both sides are loaded with potholes. Then they came, and they made each hole square. Doug says it will be easier for them to repair a square hole than a round hole. Isn't that amazing? I think it is. A man or a lady was asleep on the road, and we bussed on by. We didn't stop. We just oh, look, there's someone sleeping on the road. We thought she was just there, or he was just there for the moment. We went into the Nanshan area, which means southern mountains, 8,000 feet high. These are the Kazakhs people. They have fast, stocky horses that run like the wind. And we ate in a yurt. We had tea with yak milk in it and fry cakes. You sit around with no shoes on. It is cold here, even with the sun. And we went to a pit toilet. And it is so cold. Now, how cold is it? It was so cold that the pea below, as you look down, was frozen. Now that is cold.